Look what we have here. Mules or donkeys? These are mules, right? I don't know. They aren't burros. Well, maybe they are. Okay, guys. You're gonna come over. I'm gonna go. See ya. Oh, you cows over there too? Hello there. Alright. Ouch. Going down the river up here. And I'll take a break. Good day to you, dear friends. How are you? Yep. Alright, well, see you around. Yummy. When the path seems hard, or when the activity seems hard, don't look down at the ground. Just look at the landscape ahead, the path ahead, without thinking of whether it's sunny or overcast, whether it's windy or calm, whether it's hot or cold, humid or not, whether it's up or down, whether it appears to be hard or easy. Just look straight ahead. Look and see where you're going and turn off all interpretation and judgment. Just see. Just observe. It's there. You're here. Just live in the moment and listen to that rhythm of your feet on the path of love. Garfield, just a hop, skip, and a jump on the other side of the river there. But the road goes that way before it goes back that way. I wonder if I should take a shortcut. Yeah, I don't think so. Yeah, I guess the shortcut wouldn't have worked, huh? Arkansas River. Yeah, would have had to wade through it and trample through that stuff. No shortcuts. No shortcuts. Well, coming into Garfield, and I'm torn between just going straight ahead to the park there, or turning left and putting on a little about an extra half mile to see if the co-op has a soda machine over there. I know the co-op is closed, but if I recall, John told me, or somebody told me, the soda machine is actually on the outside of the grain elevator. So, oh. And here's a nice house. Yeah. I think I'll go to the soda machine and then to the park. These things always catch my attention. I don't know why. I guess looking at them up close and personal, how tall they are, and then the artistic palette of the sky and the clouds. Could that be it? Huh. I don't know. Interesting. Take a look at that. Do you see what I see? Yeah. Now, the question is, does it work and is it cold? This is the town of Garfield, and you know, surprisingly, as little as it is, I think there's two parks here. This park looks fine, and if it rains tonight, it could go up there. I'm gonna go check out the park on the north side of town as well. And hey, look at that. Looks like there might be another one down there. Huh. Let's go ring the bell. Ready? Oh boy, I'm leaving. That was loud. There is a post office here and a city hall and library. Well, at least it's not the middle of the night. Okay, let's go. Well, for such a small town, Garfield has a couple of nice parks. That first one I showed you, we didn't wake anybody up with the bell. And then this one here, I guess it's a park sort of, I guess in remembrance of James Garfield, 20th President of the United States. And look at this little chapel here. Huh. I think it's barely big enough to fit 10 people in there. But I think I'll stay in this park tonight. I got a little, in case it rains, I got a little picnic shelter over there. And I got some sort of little shelter over there as well. But I think what I'm going to do is, instead of camping at the fringes, there's a nice spot over there with trees and bushes, and there's a spot that's in the middle that's pretty secluded, or maybe right there as well. So no cemetery tonight. I'll be camping in the Garfield Park, and then on to Larned that way tomorrow. Well, look at this. The chapel is unlocked. Huh. Little guest register. I guess I'll sign that. Interesting. Yeah, let's see, what page are we open up to here? John chapter 6, the bread of light, the bread of life discourse. I recommend reading John chapter 6. How about that? Nothing happens by chance. All right. Amen. Good morning. You're wondering what it's like to camp in a city park? Well, this was in Garfield last night. Well, this is Garfield this morning too. Besides construction going on the highway out there, it's pretty nice and secluded. All these trees and bushes surrounding. The highway, of course, was quiet last night, so that was all right. So pretty good. This would be a nice place to come and camp again. So here's what the inside of one of these grain elevator co-ops looks like. Now they're all kind of different as far as the size of the office. The one that was over in Wilford was smaller. This one's pretty good size. And then this is where they weigh the trucks when they come in with the grain. And the way this works is, what they do is the farmer will come in, and this is what the co-op will pay them for their product. if they're selling it now, or if it's going to be future. Those are the prices right there. And then what the co-op does is then they're betting on the come that they'll be able to then sell the grains or whatever for a price higher than what they paid the farmer. So that's interesting how this all works here. So this is the Garfield co-op. It's nice and cool in here too. Doing my favorite thing on the way to Larned. That's right, road walking. But here's something. Here's a field that looks like it's planted with something different. Oh, I take it back, it's corn. I guess nobody's set up to do other crops other than corn, wheat, soybeans here. Huh. You know, Kansas really is a pretty place. So many people make a joke about it, but being flat and just cornfields, but it really is pretty. Here, hopefully you can read this, so you might want to pause the video for a second and read it. This was the collateral for the first farm loan that was made by the U.S. government back in 1916, I think, 1917. Pretty interesting stuff. This is kind of what I've always pictured about those lazy rivers that go through little towns. This is the Pawnee River, and this is the town of Larned. So here's the town of Larned. I like these streets where you can park like this on the street. And this, I guess, would be... Is this the main street? I don't know if this is called Main Street or not. Oh, Highway 56. So I think it is Main Street. And then the supermarket was right over there, up that block. And now, just looking for a place to stay. I was going to sleep out in the park, but I need some internet access. So I think I'll just spend the money and stay in a motel here. Larned. So I don't know really what the claim to fame here is, but I do know that when I first came into town, I'll show you these little signs here. The Pawnee River was there, and that was a crossing. I think when the Spaniards came, and also when they were doing some surveying on the Santa Fe Trail and things like that. I noticed they also had a plaque for Zebulon Pike. So anyway, this is the town of Larned. It seems to have a bit going on. A lot of traffic here. It's not as sleepy as the other ones I've been in. And it doesn't seem to be dead, so to speak. All right, Larned, Kansas. Oh, yummy! That was a wonderful smell that just went by. That was looking back to Larned there. No, yeah, Larned. I just stayed in Larned last night. But anyway, one of those cattle trucks passed by me, those cattle hauling trucks. They always smell so very good. Yummy! But combine that smell with the smell of either burning hydraulic fluid or burning brakes. Oh yeah, and you got a great concoction. That was wonderful. All right, so the plan today was to perhaps try and make it to Great Bend, 22 miles walking along the highway here. But I didn't get up early. Anything new about that? So I probably just will go about 10 miles Pawnee Rock and find a place out there, and then do the final 12 miles tomorrow, the Great Bend. Or if I'm really feeling invigorated tomorrow, just stop in Great Bend real quick, get some water, a little bit more food, and then bypass it and see if I can make it to Ellinwood, which is 10 miles past Great Bend. I don't know. We'll see. So that's the plan. Today it's supposed to be 93, but right now it kind of feels pleasant. It's got a breeze. You can hear it. And tomorrow it's supposed to be 101, so I don't know what I'm going to do. Now, to continue my farm economics lesson from the other day, this is, I think, approximately 100,000 bushels of wheat. So this is all your bread before it gets to the factory, before it gets to be baked, before it gets to be on your shelves. Anyway, the economics lesson is, so there's too much to store in the silos there in the grain elevator, so they bring it out here and then cover it up with plastic and stuff, and then they hold on to it until they sell it. But think of this. So if they pay the farmer, say, $3.97 or whatever it was per bushel, let's just round it up, $4. There's $400,000. Well, there's $100,000 bushels there, and they paid $400,000 for that bushel. But then, depending upon what the cash price is later on when they go to sell it, the co-op that is, this $100,000 bushels could actually be worth, say, $425, $450, something like that. So the co-op is ending up making about $25,000 to $50,000 on this 100,000 bushels of wheat that they paid the farmer. Now, of course, they have to take out their costs and everything. But how much is the cost of storing this for a month or two, right? So that's your additional farm economic lesson for the day, courtesy of Pawnee County Co-ops. And then as we get closer this way over here, courtesy of Great Bend Co-op. By the way, Great Bend Co-op has a website if you want to look at it. I think it's called greatbendcoop.com. All right, lesson over. Time for recess. What is this, you may ask? Why, it's nothing but some well-placed shade for me to rest in. I think I'll have a seat here for about 15 minutes or so. This train's going nowhere. When you think of it for a minute, a rail track is really pretty amazing in comparison, say, with the roads that the cars drive on, because really all a railroad is just an elevated pile of rocks, these wooden ties, and then the rails nailed down onto the wooden ties. There's nothing else. It's not like there's big posts that drive the whole rail into the ground or anything like that. And considering all the weight that goes on these things, it's truly amazing in comparison with, like I said, the roadway, where they got to grade it and then do this and that and then lay the asphalt or cement or whatever. That's an interesting take on that message. Putting a koala bear there on the sign. Interesting. It's right next to the highway here. Welcome to Barton County, Kansas. And it's the afternoon rush hour too. Lots of cars and trucks going by. They weren't earlier, but now there are. Well, it is 3 o'clock. So this is Pawnee Rock. Now the actual Pawnee Rock, I think, is about 1.5 miles in that direction there. But I think, as I also read somewhere, oh yeah, it's right there. Halfway point on the Santa Fe Trail. I wish it was my halfway point across country, but not quite yet. Welcome to Pawnee Rock. This place has actually two of them. There's the other one over there. Pawnee Rock. It's another one of those towns that looked like it had a heyday, and now the heyday has passed it by. By the way, if anybody wants to do some investigation here, right here on the corner of Highway 56 and maybe this is Main Street, that place is for sale. Looks, I'll bet you it was probably an inn at one time, but now it looks like it's some sort of antique place. So if you want to do some research and find out what's for sale for, let me know. Even though the quote-unquote downtown area might not be too happening, the houses here are nice in Pawnee Rock. And also I had a nice little visit down at the co-op down there. Got some Dr. Pepper, some Powerade, filled up my water bottles. But alas, nobody was going where I was going. So I'm just heading on up to Pawnee Rock, right up that way, and spend the night, and then hopefully I'll get up early in the morning because it's supposed to be 101 tomorrow. So I think it'd be a good idea, don't you think, that I get up early before it gets hot and get going. Yeah, wish me luck on that. Well, here's the top of Pawnee Rock in Kansas. If you might remember when I went to Indian Mound, just west of Lakin, a couple weeks or so back. Pawnee Rock here was, as I mentioned before, a high point where the travelers' wagon trains stopped to have a lookout for the Indians, and this was halfway point on the Santa Fe Trail. How about that? So this is right here. This is looking easterly out towards Great Bend, which is about 12 miles that way. And then the town of Pawnee Rock right down there, looking southerly. And then of course west over to Larned, and then Kinsley, and then Dodge City, and all that. And then back around this way to the north. Excuse me. It's pretty here. Now technically the place closes at dusk, so I'm just going to hang out here tonight anyway, and hopefully Kansas Highway Patrol doesn't come and bother me. Well, I'm walking out of the town of Great Bend. I stayed here a couple days. I got here when we were having some 100-degree temperature. Look, there's Sears again. Well, there's Sears. Look how much it's really scaled down. Anyway, I got here, temperature was like 102, 103, something like that. And then the next day was pretty close to 100, so I figured, might as well spend a day here instead of spending a day in the hospital, right? For heat exhaustion. But I do want to thank Hippy. Howdy, Hippy. Yes, that's his name. I was there at Pawnee Rock getting ready to stay there for the night. And Pawnee Rock's actually pretty, well, I already showed you that. And he came along with the dogs, and he said, hey, come to my place. He just bought it a month ago, so he moved here from Colorado. So anyway, I stayed at his house overnight. mostly camping out. And then he brought me here to Great Bend, and we had breakfast together. And I enjoyed all your stories, Hippy, and thank you very much for taking me in and giving me the ride over here to Great Bend. So now, today, I'm going to, I was going to try and do 17.5 miles, but as usual, what did I do? That's right, I got a late start. So I might only just get to Ellinwood, which is about 12 miles, camp in the park there. We'll see. It's a cooler day, about 80, it'll be about 85 today. It's kind of sprinkling off and on right now, maybe going to rain later on today, so let's see what happens. So either Ellinwood or somewhere past Ellinwood. Well, I guess this would be considered the old downtown of Great Bend. But I've been on what I think is the main drag. Anyway, heading out of town. I'm on the east side of Great Bend. And I dare say, I think this is the tallest building that I've seen since I've been in Pueblo. Taller than anything that I saw in Garden City, and taller than anything I saw in Dodge City. Interesting. Hey, if I'd known that, I might have taken a detour to go see Dorothy's house there. Oh yeah, and also the Air Museum. I've always wanted to see one of these up close and personal, and here's one without a fence around it. Huh. It does look like some sort of bug or grasshopper, doesn't it? Taking a sip out of the ground. Mmm, yummy. Oil flavored, huh? You got a little cherry and watermelon in there too, huh? Yeah? Nah, I don't think I want any. But thanks for the offer. Bye-bye, see you around. Okay, yeah. Okay, see ya. Grasshopper. This is between, where am I? Between Great Bend and Ellinwood. And I'm thinking this is a pretty fancy co-op here. And this right here be, I believe, 100,000 bushels of wheat being stored. And who knows how many hundreds and thousands of bushels are in there. And I think, I'm gonna guess, this is another storage facility right there. Holding a lot more, of course. So pretty interesting looking at all this. That's tens and tens of millions of dollars of cropland. All stored right here. The weather has certainly made a big change from just a day and 2 days ago. It's dropped 25 degrees. It's what is it? 77 degrees right now. So that's 25, yeah, 25 from 102. The humidity has even come up. It's 77% humidity. I just checked. The dew point is 70, and dew point really can't get that much higher. Otherwise, the air is just going to let go of all its moisture in the form of rain. So that's going to give me a little gamble tonight, I guess. Should I sleep out under the stars, or under the clouds, or put up the tent? I will figure that out later this afternoon, see what I get. Huh. You know, having come across that other one back a ways, and now this one, you're a lot quieter than your cousins in Utah. Remember when we went through Utah and came across the putt-putt one there? Can you hear that? That's the one. I've been hearing it about the past half mile or so. I think I like quiet better. Guess what I found? Putt-putt does have some personality, doesn't it? I guess they're still pulling oil out of here. This is the little town of Ellinwood, looking west that way. I just stopped in the Dollar General there, and then also stopped at the Sinclair gas station. That green sign right over there, got an ice cream. And I'm going to turn left, I think, at this street up here, so I crossed over the highway. Oh, by the way, I was on the little country road down there on the other side, and CJ drove up, said, "Hey, yeah, you know the story, you want to ride?" So I was about maybe 3.5 miles out of town, so I took the ride into town. We got some liquids at the Dollar General, ice cream at Sinclair, and now I've got about another 8 miles or so along the country road here to find a place. It's all farmland, so I've either got to find somebody that'll let me camp on their land, or else I'll just need to do some sort of stealth camping, although there is a cemetery. Me and the cemeteries, right? There is a cemetery, I think, about 8 miles up ahead. So we'll see. So this has been Ellinwood, and now off to parts unknown, and then tomorrow evening will be the town of Lyons. Got some nice wide tree-lined streets here in Ellinwood. Looks like a nice little place. Got some angels out here, Virgin Mary. Nice little yard. In these long, straight stretches in the late afternoon, got to have to practice some mental gymnastics in addition to prayer, of course, but I haven't had one of these song things come into my mind for a while, but now I've got one. I mentioned to you before, some time back, that one of the first country songs that I consciously remember hearing was, you remember that song? What did I tell you? Cal Thomas song? Cal Thomas, yeah. Country Bumpkin. So now, one of the first country albums, yes, albums, LP, way back when, that I got was a Statler Brothers album. There were a lot of songs on that album, but one that I remember right now, and I've remembered quite a bit of time, was the song called "I Was There." Have you ever heard that song, or do you remember that song if you have? It was one of those songs where you're following the story and you're going, oh yeah, and then there seemed to be a little twist in it, and then the next verse was like, oh yeah, that's okay, and then the next verse, well, I won't spoil it for you. Why don't you go listen to it? I Was There, and then let me know down in the comments if you've heard it before or what you think of the song. it's one of those songs for me anyway that kind of brings out some feelings. Most of the time when I listen to songs, it's just, I don't know, it's just the melody, the harmonies and stuff that I like. But that song, for some reason, I keyed in on the words as well. So I Was There by Statler Brothers. Let me know what you think about it. So, what did you think? It was a pretty nice song. I liked it. Anyway, I'd also like to say thanks to you, because along this path I always try to think of stuff to share with you, and it keeps my mind active, but it also keeps you guys, even though I may not know all of you intimately or anything, but it keeps my mind active in bringing you along with me, and I can actually feel everybody here with me. So anyway, thanks for watching, and thanks for listening to my songs and my ramblings and blah 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 blah. Okay, Statler Brothers, take it away.
To the prom, I must confess, when the last dance was danced, I was there. When I first fell in love.
This is always interesting when I switch into a new county. So right now I'm obviously in Barton County. I'm on East Barton County Road, and what is that, 160th? Yeah, okay. So now I'm crossing the road here, and this actually forms the line between Barton County on the east and some other county on the west. But I don't know what county this is. Can you look it up for me and let me know? So now I'm on Avenue L and First Road. And so that was Barton County at Northeast 160 Avenue and East Barton County Road, which now on this side becomes Avenue L and First Road. What county is it? I'm too lazy to look it up right now. Thank you. Haven't come across one of these markers for a bit, but look at this. I'm still on the Santa Fe Trail. And I am at, there's no road marker here, but I'm at Avenue L and 3rd Avenue L, west to east, and 3rd Road, south to north. So I'm still going east, and I still haven't looked up the county. Did you look it up for me yet? You know what I think of when I think of the Santa Fe Trail? I think of the song from that TV show, what is it, from Wagon Train? Maybe it's not Wagon Train. I'll have to think about it. Or if you come across it, let me know. It's like all of a sudden this total feeling of love seemed to just, I don't know, overcome me or fill up the room or something. So I think, Icy, I think you're here and you're telling us something, and I think that's